Hello, YouTube. I know this may not look like much, but it's actually something very big for me. And in case you haven't figured it out and heard the noise coming, it is actually ice cold air blowing out of the air conditioner, the overhead air conditioner. And I am off grid, running off the generator. Apparently my 2800 watt, 2600 watt, 2800 starting or surge watt is enough to run the overhead air conditioner. It took some testing and stuff, and I'll explain to you what I had to do to get it to work. But right now the air is, I just sealed the vehicle back up. Had all the windows open because it is blazingly hot here in Florida right now. It's in the 80s and was hot. But with this air conditioner running, it means that I can have air conditioning while I'm off grid. And I don't have to buy an external one and rig a setup or anything. I can simply run the generator if I need to and have ice cold air. Right now it's not ice cold, it's still kind of hot inside the vehicle because it's been sitting hot all day. I just got off work and it is a mess, I know. I'm going to be cleaning this up now that I have the air conditioner working. It's a matter of trying to get the refrigerator, freezer working. And if I can get that working also without any issues, then all's good. So essentially, I think I should go step by step and show you what was done and what kept happening and the melty electronics smell that I thought I smelled again. So right now, I don't know if you can hear the noise of the generator. The generator is hooked up to the back of the vehicle, which I'm going to show you in a moment here. But it's basically generating electricity and sending it through. So let me go ahead and start from there and kind of walk you through the system as to how everything is set up and how I got it working. Okay, so this is my custom-made, homemade generator cover. But anyhow, this is our 2800 watt made in China generator that I bought for $90. And you can see now what I've done. I took the output, 120 volt output, and I ran the modification wire to the 30 amp input converter right here from Walmart that I bought for I think about 12-15 bucks. Then that big black cable is actually the RV's cable. This is what you use to plug into off-grid, you know, when you're camping at an RV park or whatever, and you plug into the power outlet. So it's the same exact cable, and I just modified the end there to plug into 120 volt power. And that 120 volt power is the same one that I hook up to this white one when I'm running off the inverter inside the vehicle when I don't want to run the generator. So the generator, I needed the generator because I wanted to make sure I had enough power to try to run the air conditioner, which I apparently do. The 2800 watt is able to run the air conditioner. Now I need to see if the 2000 watt inverter will run the AC, but it's pushing it because it's running through this little white wire, which is only a 16 gauge wire, whereas this one's a 10 gauge wire. But anyhow, I have it so that I can easily hook up between self-contained on the inverter system or off the generator without doing any modification to the RV. So this is really, really good because essentially I could have this thing on anywhere now. I could even be driving and have the generator running and generate air conditioning inside the vehicle. And it is kind of loud, and I'm going to be working on a sound deafening system, you know, to lower the sound output, and I'll show you what I'm going to do for that here in a moment. Well, not in a moment, but on a later video. But anyhow, that is generating the electricity. Oh, the issue I had initially, I had all my circuit breakers turned on inside the RV, and it kept blowing the circuit breaker here for this unit. The circuit breaker kept going off. The generator wasn't shutting down, but the circuit breaker kept going off, tripping, which meant that it wasn't generating 120 volt power for the RV. But as of this point, you can see that the air conditioning is working. Yeah, I can feel, let me see if I can feel the cold air blowing. Oh my goodness, that cold air feels so good. Woo! Feels so nice and cool. It's blowing right at me. I feel like taking a nap. And my carbon monoxide detector's not going off, so I'm pretty sure carbon monoxide levels are safe. The generator is blowing carbon monoxide out that way, out behind the RV instead of underneath the RV. It's blowing out to the side and behind the RV. Whereas when I run the vehicle itself, there's a pipe right here where it comes out. And I think it comes out and blows along between this and the other RV and comes inside. It goes underneath the RV or whatever and it comes up. But if it does come up, I'm feeling pretty good. Let me double check my detector here, make sure it works. Yeah, so the detector still works. So if carbon monoxide is an issue, it'll go off. So that was my test of the carbon monoxide detector, which I know it's generating back there right now because of the generator running. But yeah, I am totally enjoying the nice cold air conditioning off the generator. You'll pardon the mess here. I had a spill inside the bathroom and I had to move all this stuff out, but this will be cleaned up here in the next day or two, this whole week basically. This next week is going to be fix up the RV and clean it, straighten it out, and then start resuming painting and other stuff. So anyhow, we got air conditioning working, which is a big, huge thing because now it's blowing cold air. I can actually work here and run the generator if I'm willing to spend money on gasoline. Just need to see how long it'll run. It says it'll run like, I think 14 hours or something like that on half power. But I don't know if it's using half power or more. You can see the inverter is completely off right now. There's no lights, no nothing. I can actually run, if I wanted to, I can run things off the inverter too. But I don't want to turn it on right now because I'm not sure how everything's wired up. Now, what kept happening when I first hooked up the generator, the circuit breaker on the generator kept blowing. And so I came here to this panel on the RV itself. For those of you who are having to do this on your own, this might hopefully help you here. This panel right here is my RV converter panel, and I don't know if you can see the left buttons here. These buttons on the left are the 120 volt. The right ones, the little fuses there, are the 12 volts. So I turned everything off on the 120 volts. Basically, I know you can't see anything here, it's all dark. I don't have my ring light. And this thing's not giving me, it's not giving me an opportunity to turn on flash right now. So anyhow, basically, I turned off all these switches here. I know you can't see, and then I turned on the generator and I went outside and I checked and saw that it wasn't blowing any circuit. Then I turned on the main one, which is the green button here, which is the main circuit breaker switch. Turn that on so the RV starts to get 120 volt power. Then I turned on the red one. I think the red one is the air conditioning. And that's it. All the others are off right now. So the only thing I can run right now via the circuit breaker is air conditioning and the 12 volt systems. Like the pump is 12 volts, so I can turn that on to use the water pump. So I can run the air conditioning, but you're gonna notice certain things. You're gonna notice this is not working. The microwave is currently off. And the reason the microwave is off is because I shut everything off other than the air conditioning. Do you understand what I did? I basically wanted to make sure I didn't overload the circuit. So the next thing I'm going to try to turn on, I'm turning on by order of importance. I don't know quite which circuit breaker goes to what, but I'd like to try to turn on the refrigerator. So let me take a look at the refrigerator right now. And I'm going to be running it off electric instead of propane, although propane would probably be more efficient. Okay, this refrigerator has gas mode, which is the propane, and it has electric. So I can put it on, right now it's on off. No, right now it's on electric. Yeah, it's on electric right now. It's on electric mode. Let me see, that's off mode, no gas, off, and electric. Okay, it's on electric mode right now. I think it's on electric because it says electric up here. Because I think the way it points, this is gas mode to the left, off mode, like that, and then electric. I think it's like that because it says electric right now, and I have it on maximum cold. I think, yeah, maximum cold. No, I don't have it on maximum cold. Get it on number 3. I know you guys aren't seeing anything here because of the darkness, but this is currently on off. I'm going to turn it on, and sure enough, the flame indicator is coming on, which means I think the system is actually getting power. So if I'm not mistaken, the refrigerator may be on the same circuit as the air conditioner. That's assuming it's on right now. It says it's on because the green light came on. I didn't try turning it on without, but I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit and see if it actually starts to get cold. Right now I don't really have anything in here. I'm gonna let this run for a couple hours, assuming my yeah, this is all not cold yet. The metal fins aren't cold, so I'm gonna turn it on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna set it on super cold. I'm gonna turn it on maximum coldness. And I'm going to let this run for a while as I test the system. But if this works, then that means off the generator, I'm able to run the air conditioner, and I'm able to run the refrigerator. The biggest thing is the air conditioner. I don't know if you know how. I know you can't tell in the video, but oh my gosh, it feels so nice right now. It was so hot in here. This is Florida. Now, there is a buzzing sound. I don't know if you can hear the buzz. That is the generator, and the bed is vibrating. I got like a vibrating bed. It's like those cheap motels that you put the 50 cents into that little thing, the little coin slot, and you hit the button and the bed vibrates. That's what this is doing right now. The bed's just vibrating. So, I don't know if you could sleep like this. I suppose if you were tired, you could, because there's that noise. You can definitely hear the generators going. I don't even know when I quiet it down if it's going to really help much, because the system's still going to vibrate. The reason it's vibrating is because the generator itself is in fact sitting, hooked up to the RV, so it vibrates when it's on, like a little motor. So it's moving, and it's moving the whole RV. Not like a lot, it's just moving it like a millimeter back and forth, vibrating it, because that's what it does. So right now I don't have any other systems on, but I do have the air conditioning, and that is the big news. I guess the other test that needs to be done, I'm probably going to end up blowing a circuit, although maybe not now that the AC is running. Maybe the sequence to do it is like this, to shut everything off, then turn on the main system, then turn on the air conditioning. I can tell when it shuts off because the AC, I can tell when the circuit breaker outside shuts off because the AC will stop working. It'll lose its power. So what I'm going to do right now is attempt to bring all the other systems online. You can see right now there is no red light here. That means the TV will not work. There is no power to all the 120 volt outlets, which is why the microwave won't work. Even this light will not work. It's because there's no power. In theory, I don't know how it's all wired, but in theory, nothing's going to work other than the air conditioning and apparently the refrigerator, because they may be on the same line. Now, what I'm going to attempt to do is bring this on one system at a time here. I'm having a hard time focusing here, but I'm going to try turning this one on. Okay, AC is still running. So that means that that system, whatever I turned on there, is not blowing any circuits. And I know this is out of focus. Wow, I wish I had there we go. But whatever I turned on right there didn't blow the circuit. So right here, we're going to try another one. Okay, so far so good. The system continues to run without blowing any circuits. And let me look and see if the TV and stuff is on. I do not see any red lights. And it is plugged into the wall. I don't see the red lights, so the circuit for the TV is not on yet. So whatever I turned on did not, so far has not blown the circuit for the generator outside, because if it did, the air conditioning would shut off. And the air conditioning is still blowing cold air. And I do have it on high right now. I have it on high mode to try to cool down really fast. And also I'm stress testing the system. Like if after doing all this it didn't work so well, what I would do is run the AC in low mode. Right now I have it on high mode, which is taking more power. And I have it set for 70 degrees, which is fairly low. So right now we have most of the circuits back on. We're going to try turning all of them on, other than the 12 volt power adapter converter that converts 120 volts back to 12 volts, which we're not going to do. So we're going to try turning on one more. I'm doing one at a time. This is the last one I'm going to turn on. And it was enough to shut everything off. Okay, so that last one blew the circuit. So I don't know if you can hear the generator is still going. The air conditioning has shut off. So that last one, which is the important one, has shut off. So we're gonna have to do some adaptation to get everything working. Turning on that last switch killed the system. It was too much draw. So whatever I was sending it to at that point was enough to shut the whole system off. So what I'm going to do is set this back on off and low, and basically resetting everything. And you're going to see the refrigerator staying on for surprisingly it's staying on for some reason. So I don't know what's going on with the refrigerator, but it's still on. I'm going to shut it off for now. Okay. So you can see the system has been shut back off, but I can see now I cannot run everything, which is kind of bad, kind of sad, but not really, because there's a solution. Where there's a will, there's a way. So right now you can see the circuit breaker, as predicted, has blown. So I'm going to turn it on again. Okay. I basically blew the circuit breaker on the generator because I was pulling too much power. And whatever that last switch, I think the last switch connects to the microwave and the whole system here, the rest of the system. Whatever was hooked up there at that point was too much. So my question is, if I turn everything on other than the last one, let me try that. So what I'm going to do at this point is turn everything on but the last set of switch. So this is how we're testing things, and we're going to come up with a solution. So I'm going to turn the main on, and I'm going to turn the AC on. Then I'm actually going to turn the AC on, because right now the AC is off. So we're going to put it on cool. Get this to focus here, and we're going to put it on cool. Alright, and we're going to set it on high so that we can have our nice cold air conditioner. So the AC is working at this point, and we're going to turn everything else on except those last two. The one on the far right I think is a power converter, and the other one I don't know what it controls, but I do know this. Right now everything is not on. I'm going to see if the power is on this side. That's not on either. So I have not turned everything on. So the 2800 watt inverter, power generator, was not enough to run the whole system. That's what we've determined. But it is enough to run the air conditioning and whatever else it's running. So at this point, you might be saying, well, all's good, but then you can't run your electronics. Actually, the microwave is on. So I wonder if I try to microwave something, if it'll blow a circuit again, which I'm going to try. That's how we test things. So right now we know that circuit, other than the last two, whatever it controls, we don't have on, but we have everything else on. And I'm going to try to turn the refrigerator on. And I think this is on electric mode. So I think right now we have the refrigerator on. We have everything on. We have the microwave working, but I don't know if it'll run. I suspect that if I try to run the microwave, it may blow a circuit. It may just blow the circuit. There's only really one way to find out, and that is to try it. So what we're gonna do is try to run the microwave just for a minute here. I'm gonna just put some water in there and try to run it and see what happens. All right, I put some water into here, just a little bit of water. I'm pretty certain it's gonna blow the circuit. But if it doesn't, what it means is I can run the air conditioner and the microwave, which would be very important. See, the microwave right now is not hooked up to this. It's hooked up on the, it's hooked up here on the inside to the wall, which is hooked up to the RV's power system. So microwave supposedly works. Let's try for 1 minute. So clear 1 0 0 1 minute, and the microwave is running, and we just blew the circuit, as I knew we probably would. So we're gonna shut everything back off again. I know this is kind of a pain, but this is what it takes to figure it out. We know that we cannot run the microwave. I know at this point that I can't really rely on this to run on the microwave unless I got the microwave directly hooked up to it or turn off the air conditioner briefly. We're gonna shut everything off. Okay, we're gonna shut everything off again. We know that we can't turn on the last panel. We know that we can't run the air conditioning and the microwave, but at least we can run the air conditioning, and apparently still working. I didn't fry it because it was blowing cold air. The circuit breaker out here is blown again. It was too much, too many watts. The reason is probably because this thing only handles 15 amps. I'll throw the circuit breaker back on. Each of those things only does 15 amps. So conceivably, I could run another cable from outside into here, but I won't even do that because I have another trick up my sleeves. So what we're gonna do is turn the whole system back on again. I know, but this is what it takes. This is what you do when you're trying to troubleshoot and figure out exactly what's causing the problem. But I have too much draw coming off one line is what's happening. I'm gonna turn that on. Oh crap, I just blew the circuit because I didn't shut off the AC. All right, I gotta redo it again. You can't turn that on with the AC on. Put it on off, put it on low. Can't just start the, you cannot just start the generator with the air conditioner on. It will blow. Say it blew again. Now it's reset again. Learning. I'm learning. Learning that you cannot power it up with the system already on. This is off. AC's off. We're gonna bring the system on slowly, just like previously. Okay, let's try this again. I know it's not focusing. It's alright, I don't care at this point. Let's turn it on. Okay, so that is on, and I'm going to turn on the air conditioner again. So the main to the RV is on at this point. So what we're going to do is turn this on to cool. And the AC is on low. I'm going to turn it to high because I want it to cool down fast. Okay, I want to make sure that we can run it in high mode. Now we can turn the others on. Turn that on and turn that on. And that's it. That's all we're going to turn on, because that means most of the RV system is running. Microwave is not working. But we know how to make the microwave work, right? I bet you guys know how to make the microwave work. Can you tell me how I would get the microwave and everything else working? The answer is simple. We have another power source. So what I can do if I want to run the microwave, I can run a cable from here over to here and hook up the microwave and run it off the battery power, which I can charge up by driving. Or I can run the engine while we're doing that, just to cook. Or I could turn off the air conditioning, which I'm going to try. We're going to try this. because you don't want to have to do too much. Let's put this back on low and off. Air conditioner is now off, which means the big draw is off. Microwave is still hooked up. I'm going to try to run it, and it should work. So let's reset this. 1 minute. And you can see we're running our microwave. So I can run the microwave, but I have to turn the air conditioning off when I'm running the microwave. And it looks like it's going to run just fine. It's been about 20 seconds. I don't think I need to run it anymore, but it looks like it's working. So this time we're going to stop it. Microwave is now off. We'll clear that and we'll get that out of there in a minute. But microwave is off. Let's see if we can turn the air conditioner back on. And we're going to go to low, cool, and high. And it still didn't blow. So what does it mean? Well, it means the generator will run almost the entire RV. It will run the air conditioner. It just won't run everything all at the same time. It'll run the air conditioner on high mode. I don't know if it'll run, I think it'll run this. I'm not 100% sure on this, but we're gonna leave this on. It's blinking though. It's blinking, which means it may not be getting enough power. Let me turn this on low and see if the blinking stops. And it's still blinking. I don't know why it's blinking. I'll have to look up the manual to see what blinking means. I'll leave it back on high on the air conditioning because I want it to cool down in here because I'm going to be working in here. But anyhow, this is blinking, which is probably not good. Let's turn that off. We got it on electric. It says flame indicator and it was blinking. Before it was coming on without blinking. But now it's still blinking, so I don't know what's going on. The fact that it's blinking might mean it's not working right. So I'm going to shut it off for now. And I'm going to put this thing on off. Okay, we're not going to deal with the refrigerator today. We'll deal with that another day. So refrigerator is off. We're still going to have to deal with that. Although I do need to... Ooh, I feel lightheaded, standing up a little too fast here. But basically, I know I can use the microwave. And if I can use the microwave, it means I can also use the cooker there, but I have to shut the AC off while I'm cooking. So it's kind of similar to when I was at the RV park. I could not run the air conditioner and the toaster oven, or even that cooker thingy. I could run the rice cooker though. It's only 300 watts. But what I would do now is if I was going to cook, I would shut the air conditioning off for a moment and then use the toaster oven to cook or the rice cooker. In theory, I don't know if this all works. So let me plug the rice cooker in and see if this jack is on, this power jack. We're gonna just see if this light comes on for the rice cooker. That will tell me if the power jack is on. So this is our power jack here. I'm gonna plug this guy in and it does come on, which is good. That means that whole circuit is live. This whole side here is live. So I'm gonna shut that off for now. But that means that in theory now, at least, with the generator running and hooked up to the rear of the RV, I can run any of these cooking appliances as long as the air conditioning is off and I'm only using one at a time. So we're doing our own load balancing. And what I'm gonna do, this is running back there right now to hook up to the rear system, which I can hook up. You know, the cable is outside right now, but I can actually hook that up. I may have to get a splitter. That's what I'm gonna have to do, is split it. Right now, the white cable goes out on outside so it can hook up to the RV's power so I can run everything from inside off the generator. I mean, not the generator, the inverter. But what I want to be able to do is run that, or I have to run a second cable, but I'm not gonna run a second cable. I'm just gonna run one cable and I'm gonna split it over here at the end. I'm gonna take a splitter and split one side going out that way and one side coming this way. It's not the most ideal, but hopefully good enough. Because what I want to do is hook this up to the TV and the VCR and stuff back here. So if I can hook all that up and watch TV and stuff here off the inverter, that would allow the RV to almost fully function. The main thing is air conditioner and all the high draw appliances are being powered by the generator. The vehicle appliances like the TV, the DVD player. I wonder if this panel here is on, if this is active right here. Let's take a look. We're gonna see if my computer is charging, and it isn't. So that means this side here, see there's no light blinking here, and this is not blinking. It won't come on. None of this will come on because this whole side is off. It was that other switch that I left off. So I wonder if this side is on. It's going to be a matter of testing it out. We're going to do that another day. But for now, I know this whole side is not working. But see, I have this, which I can hook up over here and bring it over here and plug in the system here to the jack. Then all this works. So essentially, I have this black cable that comes off the inverter, and I can plug all this in here, and it'll all work. So let me think. Right now the system is like that, and I can run off the generator. I want to keep the microwave and the toaster oven and stuff on the generator instead of on the inverter, because running it off the inverter sucks all the battery power. It takes a lot of battery energy to create heat or air conditioning. So it's better to run that off the gas generator than to try to run it off an inverter, because otherwise you might need like 1,000 or 2,000 amp hours of battery storage and solar panels, 2,000 watts or something. Otherwise you're not gonna be able to run it. So by doing it like this, I'll keep the system plugged in as it is. I'm gonna adapt the white cable so that it splits outside as well as in, so I can run the back room. Then this cable here, this black one that goes to the inverter, will be hooked up over here to all these appliances up front. And what that would allow is when I turn this on, it'll power all of the electronics here on this side and all of the electronics in the back room, in the bedroom. The only thing that's a question right now is whether or not the refrigerator, which is another big item, is working. If I can get the refrigerator to work correctly and work, then the RV is fully 100% operational as far as